Phoenix, or a playthrough of, and welcome back to my ASMR playthrough series of the Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion. Last time we left off, we defeated Raylan, the Gravefinder, and completed the quest, The Gravefinder's Repose. And today, Thairon came across a Ayleid Ruin, which is, I completely forgot last episode what the ruin was called. Literally the word ruin, but he came across it and hoping to find a lot of Ayleid treasures hidden here that will help him collect quite a bit of coin so that he can fix his armour, since his armour's in a little bit of bad shape at the moment. Now, I do apologise for previous episodes. I hadn't realised how loud the background noise was on my videos, by which I mean my commentary, so I do very much apologise for that, and I'm hoping to have sorted it out now, fingers crossed. I do very much hope I have. But anyway, so now that we're back, we're going to head straight in. Thairon's quite excited to go and find some loot, some Ayleid loot, hopefully. And if those of you who watched the last episode, if you remember, we collected a spell which was Absorb Attribute Strength from one of the necromancers, and I kind of threw it off. I brushed it aside thinking it was a very pointless spell. However, I used it after I stopped recording yesterday, and boy oh boy was I surprised by how useful it actually is. So I'm going to take, it's really hard to decide which one to take away here, but I think I'm going to remove Turn Undead, since I haven't really come across any undead enemies just yet. And I'm going to show you guys, if you haven't actually seen this spell in working order, what it does, because it is actually very handy. So Thairon's kind of taken aback right now by just the... Oh, hello, okay. He's taken aback. He was taken aback by the beauty of this ruin. Just, he could tell that the aliens went to a lot of trouble here to make sure that their ruins looked quite... well, not their ruins, their homes looked quite elegant, and you can imagine what a task it must have been to carve all of this out of stone, because it most certainly seems to be sheer stone. And he's quite surprised that he hasn't been noticed yet. Why haven't I been noticed, I wonder? Well, it's quite obvious that there's a trap here. They haven't set that up very well. If it was Thairon, he probably would have not had that there at all. Maybe tucked up in the corners somewhere, hidden up there, and when that was set off, they'd sort of two would come down from the sides, but he's going to set off and see if that doesn't seem to have alarmed them. It certainly saved him from a steel mace ball to the face. That would have been very painful. But looks like this Khajiit may give us a little trouble. But I'm going to show you this spell in action now. So as you can see, I'm now there's sort of a red light. There was a red light there connecting Thairon to the oh, okay, well, sorry for just cutting off mid-speech there, but since we have found some unbroken fur cuirass and fur boots, we might as well switch out to them. So Thairon quickly did a bit of a costume change there. And then we've got huntsman leather pants. At the moment we've got green felt linens, but green felt, obviously, if it was to rain, is not going to be very good against the elements. So Thairon's actually going to take these leather pants, because, or leather trousers should I say. Pants are more of the American word. I'm not exactly a fan of saying pants myself. I really find that word to be quite silly. But he's going to switch to the leather. See, that's much better, because these ones clip with his fur boots, but the leather pants will give him much better resistance to the elements, especially sort of rain and wind and such. But if you notice there was a red line connecting me to the Khajiit there, and that was basically me draining his strength, and it actually makes my axe swings a lot stronger. They do a lot more damage, which I hadn't realised at first that's sort of the effect that it would have, but it certainly makes it worthwhile using.
Nothing to worry about, I guess. Just my eyes playing tricks on me.
Seems to be a few of them here. I don't seem to have noticed Thairon yet. Oh, he's trying to tuck away in the shadows here, and he's sort of analysing the situation. I just want to check something quickly. I do have general subtitles on, so I'm not quite sure why they're not showing up, so I do apologise for that. But without further ado, we're going to go and attack, trying to take the strength away here. I hit my skeleton by accident there, which is not what I wanted to do. I do believe I actually was using the wrong spell there. Fair gauntlets. We'll take those. I really need to get into the habit of not looting until after I've killed the enemies. So as you can see there, I killed her a lot quicker there than I would have if I hadn't. Is there anyone else around here? Yes, we have another enemy to take care of. So let's just take care of him. But as you can see, I'm doing a lot more damage now, whilst absorbing their strength. I don't think it actually shows up here though. It only lasts 20 seconds. So and I think obviously as soon as they die, it will instantly go away because you're absorbing their strength. So as soon as they're dead, there's no strength to be absorbed anymore. But looks like we've got some good loot here. Might as well just keep my fur cuirass. We've got some fur greaves to go with our fur gauntlets and our fur gauntlets. So we've got the full package now. We've got full fur armour, so that should keep him nice and warm. No longer need the wrist irons or the leather pants. In fact, I'm quite surprised I've kept those wrist irons on, because those must have been rather uncomfortable for a Thairon to wear. And we have some extra lockpicks which we will be taking. I don't believe our fur shields actually, it's not too bad, so I'm not going to get rid of this, but what? Oh. Okay, we have another enemy here. Oh, we have two. Okay, that's not good. Let's get a skeleton out here to help. So let's just quickly check if, yeah, as you can see, my strength is green, which means it has been boosted from absorbing this bandit's strength. I see he's using potions right now.
Do your worst.
These ones are proving much more of a challenge than the other two were. No matter though, no match for Thairon. No match for Thairon. Give me your life. So what have we got here? We've got some more. Everyone's wearing fur, it seems. Everyone fancies fur. And we have a fur helmet, so we definitely will take that, because that will add to our armour rating. So we've got an armour rating of 7. Not exactly the most flattering piece of gear, I have to admit, but at least it means that Thairon will keep warm if it gets very cold outside. A couple more fur shields, not interested in those, and an iron mace, but that's exactly the same damage rating as the steel battle axe. Now, as I was saying, Thairon happened to notice these very odd stones scattered about the room. Well, it seems there's at least a few left. The bandits seem to have maybe taken a few, but they look very valuable indeed, and they look rather beautiful as well, glowing like that. And that's certainly the sort of thing he was looking for when he came into this ruin. So he's definitely going to take every single one of these. These could probably fetch a nice price for him. Now, what he doesn't know, of course, is what we know. For those of us who have played Oblivion numerous times, that those stones replenish your magicka, but of course Thairon doesn't know that, so until he somehow realises that, he will just consider them as loot. I am somewhat role-playing this character in this playthrough series. I will be role-playing Thairon to a degree, so obviously some decisions that will be made, well, all decisions that will be made will be based upon what Thairon would do. Of course, as I said, he doesn't know that these stones replenish your magicka levels, so of course he's not going to instantly start using them for that. But whether he'll actually come to realise that they're to replenish magicka or not, I'm not quite sure. We seem to have a few average locks around here. Thairon's going to attempt to open this, but he isn't holding high hopes right now, because he could barely open that easy one just just earlier when he was in Raylan's cave. So, but we managed to get the average lock open, which is good. The more practice he gets in, the better. We have the mystery of Talara, and I imagined that this was going to be a skill book. Do we have any other skill books? No, we don't have any other ones. I did quite imagine that would be a skill book, considering it was in the chest. You don't usually find books in chests unless they're skill books. And there was an average lock over here, so now that his confidence is a little bit boosted by having opened that chest, he's going to attempt to open this average lock. Again, he hasn't got his hopes up. That could have been a fluke, but he's managed to do it. He's managed to lockpick it. He's getting much better at this whole lockpicking business. He's never really been one for lockpicking. He's not a common thief, so that's not something he would usually do. But obviously, with chests in ruins and such, he has no quarrel with lockpicking, of course. But that seems to be this area sort of emptied. I was hoping for more of those stones, but it looks like a few of the bandits have taken away some of them. And we have a very easy lock here. So, oh, Thairon, how did you manage that? That was actually my fault. I pressed the button way too quickly there. I was getting a little bit ahead of myself, but sure, why not? Might as well have some bread. Replenishes energy levels. Where is that bread? Where is the bread? There we go. So Thairon's eaten some bread, sort of replenishes energy levels. But it doesn't seem as though this ruin goes on any further, which is a bit of a shame. Thairon was expecting a rather large-scale, grand sort of ruin that outstretched for miles upon miles underground. But it seems as though, sadly, this ruin has come to an end. But he's certainly not disappointed. He's come away with a nice full set of fur armour to keep him warm in the cold, and he's also collected some very rare and valuable looking stones. So oh wow, look at that. Wonder if that's the same sort of material the stones are made out of. Perhaps? Almost seems to be growing out of the rock there. He is quite fascinated by ruins like this, and he does wonder what sort of happened to the Ayleids. He doesn't really know much about their history. He does sort of wonder what happened to them and how their homes became ruins the way they did. And obviously, if we noticed in this, as you notice, some of the ruin had collapsed. So, oh, hello. We've got a bit of a battle going on here. And I'm assuming that this one is the culprit. So we're going to help this orc here. Are you friendly? Are you okay?
What?
I was just making sure you're okay. My apologies. That's gratitude for you. I guess all orcs. Thairon believes that all orcs are too proud to thank anyone. Orcs always come across as very proud and arrogant race that feel they don't need the help of others. But still, it was a good deed done, so Thairon still feels good for helping, despite the fact she was very rude. And if you notice there, we got another tome, which what spell was that? Where are the tomes? I've forgotten. Here we go. Minor life detection time. That's not too bad. 60 foot for 10 seconds. That's quite nice. So we might get some use out of that. I haven't really been using the bow all that much, but I don't particularly want to hotkey it. I kind of wish that they'd expanded this hotkey system a bit. You really are limited. Really are limited here. I think I'm going to change dragon skin. So that's not very far. We should be seeing pink. That's not really 60 foot, is it? That's a little bit of a lie game, because surely that's not 60 foot. It's a little bit of a waste of a hotkey slot, in my opinion. So I think I might actually replace that with turn undead in case we come across any zombies again, because there's definitely a lot stronger minor life detection spells. So anyway, now that Thairon has exited the ruin and he's gotten his stones, he obviously wants to head over to the Imperial City. So he has a map here, and it seems the quickest route would be to keep following this road and come to the bridge here, and hopefully he'll get there before nightfall, and he can spend a night in the Imperial City, which somewhat excites him, because he hasn't visited the Imperial City before, and he's heard good things about it. Obviously, being the capital of Cyrodiil, it should be rather fancy looking, and good food, warm bed, nice mug of mead. There we go, there's a sign. So something Thairon is quite looking forward to. So hello there. That doesn't seem to be. No, that's not friendly. That's most definitely not friendly. What is that? What is this being? It's an imp. I have an imp. Made short work of him, of course. And we'll take that. Alchemical ingredients, of course. Thairon can go and sell to an alchemist for a premium, hopefully. Depending on how well he gets on with the alchemist. Thairon has come to realise that having a good rapport with whoever you're selling to will garner you more money, as it were. Yeah, if you're in good standing with the person you're selling with, then they should hopefully purchase your items for a little bit more money to help you out, and obviously because they trust you and they know the items will be of good value and quality. So Thairon tries his best to keep a good rapport with those that he sells to. Of course, back when he was in High Rock, he used to always talk to the people he sold his pieces to and his loot, those that he sold them to regularly. He'd always strike up a conversation or bring them some food. Of course, the food wasn't very expensive, but it was sort of the consideration, sort of the nice gift. Hello there. Oh, okay. My apologies. Nobody seems to like Thairon. Everyone seems to be very very harsh towards Thairon, it seems. And we found LS well. It's a nice little village. Seems a bit quiet, doesn't it? It's odd. There's an inn, but Thairon isn't exactly looking for an inn right now. He'd like to get to the Imperial City, so perhaps he'll visit LS well another time. Maybe when he's looking for an inn, spend the night on the road. He'll probably return. Thairon quite likes inns. Spending nights in the inns on the roads. He always finds them much more comfortable than really sort of staying within an inn within a city, because he always finds cities to be a little bit too overcrowded for his liking. He much prefers sort of roadside inns because they're usually peaceful and quiet. You have the nature around you, sort of all the birds chirping and such, and obviously not as many people, so it stays nice and quiet. And the food and the drink can be, sometimes you sort of have to rough it a little. Other times the food and the drink quality is actually higher than what a city offers, because obviously in the city they have to constantly provide food and drink, so the quality is a little bit lower because they have to buy in bulk. So he prefers roadside inns to city inns, but that's just his preference. Not to say he won't go and spend time in an inn in the city. Of course, he's heading to the Imperial City now, but he's looking forward to testing the cuisine from the Imperial City, but also because it's convenient for him since he's going to sell his loot there, so spending the night makes sense. We found the Fort Empire. The sun is going down. We cannot wake enemies around. I was going to check the time, but oh, hello. Okay, well, Thairon's curiosity got the better of him, and it's landed him in a little bit of trouble, but he's already defeated one imp, so he's not he's not perplexed by fighting more, although that imp was a little bit stronger than the last one, that's for sure. And it seems as though whoa, okay. Yep, this one's a little bit angrier. This one's a little bit more ferocious, nevertheless. Okay, Thairon didn't even manage to get a hit in there. My skeleton did the work for me, thank you. Got there before I did. Doesn't seem to be a lot. Is that a treasure chest? That looks like a treasure chest. Lovely, lovely view. Look at that. What a beautiful view. And Thairon likes ruins like these as well, these old outposts, but he finds it a bit disappointing that they're left to sort of crumble into ruins, because this could probably be quite a good outpost to have on the road. So Thairon is wondering why on earth the Empire have let these forts become ruins, because they'd probably be they're in very good tactile locations around the Imperial City, so they'll be able to keep an eye out for any attacks upon the Imperial City, but instead the Empire seems to have just left them to crumble, which he can't understand the logic behind that at all, because if he was in control of the Empire, he'd make sure that these were constantly renovated and kept up to date, so that they could be used to protect the Imperial City and the Empire. Of course, they're in strategic locations. That one's there, and the other one he visited was over there. So they're sort of, it seems like the forts are forming a circle around the Imperial City, so they can watch over the roads for any sort of armies coming towards the Imperial City and send word of warning before the armies manage to get there, and give the Imperial City time to garner its defences. But no, it seems as though the Empire have decided not to do that. It really doesn't understand why. Look, there's another one. He's very confused as to why the Empire have sort of left these ruins. That was probably another very good, strong defence position, a good outpost, but the Empire just seems to have left it. He wonders what sort of battle must have caused so much damage to that outpost, because it certainly looks like a large outpost. Oh, we have some signs here. Coral, Bruma, Chadenhall, Anvil, Kvatch, Skingrad, Imperial City. So all of these different cities, Thairon looks forward to visiting hopefully soon. Seeing them all, and seeing what all of the different Cyrodiilic cities look like. And the Walnut Inn. So there's another inn here. But on Thairon's map of the Imperial City, there seems to already be an inn. There's inns inside there, so it is certainly getting late. It's 8 o'clock. Perhaps he could visit the Imperial City tomorrow. But then again, it's only a short walk away, so he doesn't see much point in staying in an inn outside of the Imperial City when there's literally an inn more than 2 minutes walk away from him, which will probably be a little bit warmer. Though he does like roadside inns, he's going to make the trip to the Imperial City, because it means as soon as he gets up in the morning, since it's quite late now, he's sure all of the different stores are probably closed. When he gets up in the morning, he'll be able to go and sell all of his loot and get his armour repaired, and hopefully perhaps acquire more armour or weaponry. So it's a little more convenient for him. He does find it quite strange how there is an inn just outside of the Imperial City, like that close, because there's inns in the Imperial City, but the prices are probably a little bit steeper here in the Imperial City to stay at an inn. But Thairon's going to treat himself. He's going to spend the extra money, because he'll probably make it all back and more, and make a profit on top of that when he sells all of these very rare looking Ayleid stones. He's not quite sure who to sell them to. Perhaps if there's a mage store. Wow, look at that. Look at this. This is really something. Very grand dragon looking statue. He knows that the Imperial the Empire symbol is that of a dragon, but doesn't quite understand why the reason for the dragon being in the centre there, and maybe make more sense to it to be an emperor, maybe Tiber Septim or something, since Tiber Septim is a very historical figure in the land of Cyrodiil. He's certainly heard of Tiber Septim, of course. So where is the market district? It's over there. So let's make our way over to the market district. Look at that lovely, beautiful night sky. I do love the artwork and the in-game night skies in Skyrim and Oblivion. They just look. If you could obviously not be in the city, and you can just have the whole screen filled up with the night sky, I find it really very beautiful sight. It's a shame that we don't always get sights like that here. At least I've never seen so many stars like the ones in Oblivion in real life. There are some starry nights which I love looking up at the stars, find them fascinating, just could watch them forever, but never that many stars up in the night sky, here at least. Sadly, I'm sure in different parts of the world you could probably see them better, but not where I am, sadly. Ah, there we go, there's an inn. He very much assumed there'd be an inn in the market district. It makes sense. So we have the Merchant's Inn, very fitting name for the market district. Hopefully the prices aren't too expensive, of course. Okay, everyone seems to be
Tidings, citizen.
hello there. Hello, sir.
What is it now? What do you
Okay, no need to be too hostile. Everyone in Cyrodiil's a little hostile. Thairon's getting quite a bad impression of the Imperials. Well, of all of the Cyrodiilic races. But I'd like a bed, please.
I do have a bed available for 20 gold.
Really?
A night.
Okay.
Would you like to rent it?
That's not too steep. I'll take it.
Very good. It's up the stairs there. First door on your left. Sleep
Thank
well.
you. Wow, that's well,
Bye.
Thairon was most certainly expecting a higher cost price than that, considering we're in the Imperial City, but perhaps it's because we're in the market district, and this is an inn and not more of a classy joint, as it were. But as usual, everything, we cannot touch anything at all. But we're going to have a quick look at that. Why not? Oh, so bad. But well, Thairon's going to go and sleep now up until morning, and of course, when he wakes up in the morning, he'll be heading out to the different stores and hopefully selling off all of his loot, and he'll continue his adventure from there. So this concludes episode 4, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope you're enjoying this series so far, and I do hope you're enjoying the ASMR aspect of it. Thank you for watching. Please do tell me if there's anything you'd like me to perhaps include in this playthrough. If you'd like to hear the game music, please do tell me. I will turn it up. Of course, at the moment it's muted. But if people would like to hear the game music, I'm more than happy to do that. So thank you for watching. I hope you all have a lovely day. Take care, and until next time, goodbye for now.